Yo, 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 what's good? What's good? It's your boy. Welcome back to another video. It is the 13th of July at it's almost 4 p.m. A little afternoon joint. For the snacks today, I got some salt and vinegar chips. I know a lot of people think those are gross. I think they're delicious. I've been eating them my whole life and they're amazing. Salt and vinegar, chef's kiss. And then we just got a cup of water. Gotta stay hydrated. So today we're gonna talk about Pokemon. So I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all. I've been feeling a little envious lately. I wanted to do a proper playthrough of Pokemon, mostly because I envy the sheer fanaticism that surrounds Pokemon in general and the deep love that people have for it. And I kind of want to be a part of that community. Like I see people on TCG, I see people, with the Pokemon vibes. I got dudes at work that have like Pokemon stickers and stuff like that. And I think it's cool. Some think it's dweeby. I think it's cool. And I want to be part of the fandom. I really want to be a part of the fandom. I want to have my favorite Pokemon, my favorite generation, and that genuine childlike excitement that all these people have for anything Pokemon related. Take a shot every time I just said Pokemon. And it's just there's so much rich history in the actual franchise itself. And so I'm really excited, or I was really excited to jump into Pokemon and try it out for the first time. Now, because the franchise is so massive and has so much deep history to it, I wanted to make sure that I had at least like a decent plan going into it. I didn't want to just pick up one of the Pokemons, like any of them, or just like start from the beginning. I kind of just wanted a roadmap so I could actually appreciate how the series has evolved and how, the mechanics in the game have grown as time has gone on. So, like any normal human being, I went to the internet. I hopped on YouTube. I watched a few beginner guides and I looked at kind of, a couple, like Pokemon content creators. And universally, like almost universally, Pokemon FireRed was the recommendation for the best place to start. So, the logic for starting at Pokemon FireRed was based on three main points. The first is that it's a remake of the original Red and Blue games, meaning that it keeps the exact same soul of the generation that started it all, but with a lot more polish, better presentation, and more content. The second kind of goes hand in hand with the first point, in that Fire Red gives you the classic Kanto experience without the clunky limitations of original Game Boy hardware. And lastly, Pokemon Fire Red sets the stage for standard Pokemon battle format going forward. From my research, it felt like the perfect entry point. I was able to corroborate a lot of data that kind of said the same exact thing. But despite following the community's roadmap, I'm hitting a massive wall of absolute boredom. So I want to be straight up. All right. This is not my first time playing a game with an RPG loop. This is not my first time playing, like an older classic game. And I'll admit, like, there are specific points within, the loop of Pokemon that really hit for me, when you're working through a gym or, exploring the map, it's fun. And, the sudden rush of discovering new Pokemon and, being able to catch them or struggling to catch one, I think is really, really cool. And I did enjoy like some parts of it. But for the most part, the gameplay loop for me right now feels extremely repetitive and it has a ridiculous amount of downtime. And I'll be honest, I am playing the game at 3 times speed on an emulator and I still am bored out of my mind for most of the playthrough. So I come here making this video. It's a lot shorter, but I just want to ask the community. I want to ask either anyone who watches my videos or anyone that comes across my videos, like, is it just me? Am I missing something here? Because I've put close to 10 hours in the Fire Red now, and that is at like 3 times speed. And I'm just trying to figure out if I'm making a mistake or not of not investing more time into Fire Red, like waiting till it clicks a little more, or if I just need to find a completely different starting point in the franchise to experience like the sense of joy that the rest of the fan base is fueled by, you know? And look, I know Pokemon is, near and dear to a lot of gamers' hearts, a lot of people's hearts in general. Some of them aren't even gamers, but they, grew up with it, a lot of nostalgia. They love it. And I'm not trying to start a war in the comments. And, I want to respect the fact that people absolutely adore this franchise. And personally, I love it. And I want to join that adoration that Pokemon gets. But right now, bro, like I'm at an impasse. Like if something doesn't change soon, or if I don't take another direction, bro, like I'm kind of at a point where I'm gonna call it quits. Usually 10 hours into a game, you should kind of, know if it's for you or not. And I'm just trying to figure out like if, it's time for me to, just drop the franchise, and maybe it's just not for me, and it's for a different type of audience. So if you're a fan of Pokemon, let me know down below about, the thoughts on the things that I said here. Or if you're experiencing something similar with this franchise or a different franchise, like let me know, bro. I really, really, really want to like it. Like I want to like Pokemon. I love the pixel art. I love the vibe. I love the whole concept. And of course, like I literally envy the fan base and how much joy they get out of it. But bro, just right now is not clicking for your boy. And I'm pretty close to never booting that up again. So yeah, man. I pray y'all doing great, man. Pray y'all are healthy, staying safe out there. Appreciate y'all listening to your boy. And yeah, man. Peace.